All right. Well, again, proud of our guys for this past week and getting on the right track. Had a lot of great things in the game, and excited about being back at home this week. Another opportunity for us to go play. It was an awesome environment last week, and I know this weekend will be as well. Night game in the Valley is always a lot of fun, so look forward to being a part of that. This is a really dangerous football team coming in here. A team that they got some weapons, they got some tools. The quarterback's been around. He's not going to be a guy that's going to be overwhelmed with the environment. This is a kid that has started at Texas and started at Nebraska, so he's been in a lot of big-time games and understands the environment that he's coming into. And offensively, they do a lot of really good things that challenge you. They've got a really good scheme. Coach Herman has known him for a long time. He's always done a good job offensively, and they've got some speed. They got some dudes that can really, really run, that can take the top off really quick. Got a couple of talented backs, and at number 3 and number 2, that are very impressive. They run hard. This will be one of the biggest offensive lines we'll play against all year. These guys are massive. I mean, they're huge across the front, and veteran group. So, this is and then again, the quarterback is a guy that can make throws. He can get out of the pocket. I'm sure they'll probably move him out of the pocket. He creates well, extends plays well. When he scrambles, he looks to throw, but he will pull it down and run it as well. So, again, this is a good football team. They're 2 games in. I know they're disappointed with their game they're coming off of, and with a couple turnovers in that game, but this is a team that will challenge us schematically and athletically. So look forward to that matchup and competing against these guys. And then over on the other side, defensively, same thing. They've got some very active guys up front that are disruptive. Number 50 and number 8, 2 really impressive inside players. 95 and 19 really just jump out at you, and 49, they play really hard. Guys on the back end can run. So just a good group across the board. They've kind of shown a little bit of everything in the first 2 games as far as their style of play. In and out of different fronts, multiple fronts, movement up front. They've shown a little bit of everything coverage-wise in a couple games. So there's a lot of things on tape already just in 2 games. Not afraid to get up and challenge receivers, and also have played a lot of zone as well. So a little bit of everything to get ready for. But at the end of the day, it's about us just keep building, see if we can cut out a couple of these disasters that we've had in the first 2 games and offensively and just put 4 good quarters together of complementary football. And if we do that, we can match up with anybody. But excited about, again, the opportunity this week, and look forward to it. Yeah. I remember that game. Yeah, that was. I think they hadn't been D1 long, if I remember correctly. I think they had just going. Yeah, hadn't been D1 a long time. But it's always been a program that I've been down there, ridden by the campus a lot, and it's one of those places you go, wow, now that'd be a cool place to coach. I mean. Not a bad gig there, man. Great place to live. And then when they built the campus, the stadium on campus there, it's created a really nice venue and environment. So maybe we should do a home and home with these guys, a little trip down there. But Coach Schnellenberger, he's a guy that kind of put that program on the map, and I got a lot of respect for him. And go kind of way back with him. Obviously, he was an Alabama guy at one time as well, and on Coach Bryant's staff, and then actually played against one of his teams when he was at Louisville my sophomore year at Alabama, out in the Fiesta Bowl. So amazing what they've done with that program over the years, and they've had some really good coaches come through there and a bunch of good players.
Dabo, how would you evaluate Kay's performance in terms of seeing the whole field and then making on-time throws to receivers that are
been really good outside of about 5 plays. Really good. Those 5 plays have been bad. You know, he's been really, really good. I mean, we were 80% completion the other day, 40-something passes with all the quarterbacks, and he was, what was he, 67-8% or whatever. So he's been really good, really, really good. He's got a great understanding. He's just had a couple of plays that he wish he could get back, but you know, you don't get them back, so you just keep. It's just good learning, teaching opportunities for a young starter, and he's just going to get better and better and better.
Is it really just watching film to kind of help him improve on that, or is there stuff you're trying to do in practice to help him out?
You just got to play. I mean, you know, you can only he can sit in there on the film room all day, and he's got every answer. He's a natural. I mean, he gets it on every level. But you just got to go play, and you can go practice and get it too. But it's another thing when you get out there and it's you know, game situations and game time decisions, and he's been really, really good. I mean, you know, he's made a couple of plays in the first 2 games that, again, hopefully he'll never make the rest of his career. And that was the 4th and 8, and that was the just awful play last week. I mean, he's gonna fumble a snap again in his career. I mean, that's football. I mean, he's not perfect. I mean, but that was a bad play. But you know, hopefully that's a rarity. But that'll happen again in his career. But the play on the picks, that can't ever happen again. And the 4th and 8 can't ever happen again. And I don't think they will. I think those are just very, very. You know, teachable opportunities that you learn from playing the game, you know, as a young player, and that's what he'll use it as that.
Is there another area of either the offense or defense that you also have the feeling of just got to let them play and get the reps, and there's really, you know, nothing more than that for improvement? I
mean, it's just turnovers. I mean, that's it. I mean, we're really doing. We've played 2 pretty good games defensively. And, you know, we've actually played pretty good both games offensively. And the major issue is turnovers. And, you know, what we needed to improve on this from the first week to last week was red zone. And, you know, obviously that was a major issue at Duke with, I mean, 3 or 4 trips down there and you get nothing, 2 of them on the 1. So we scored every time in the red zone, you know, not counting the last time where we just ended the game, but 7 true red zone opportunities. We were 6 out of 7 touchdowns and 7 out of 7 points. And so, you know, that's the expectation of what we need to do down there. So it was good to see that. Good to see us finish. We just played cleaner in that area. So the biggest thing is just let's win the turnover margin. We're not going to be a great football team if we keep losing the turnover margin. I don't care how good we run it, how good we pass it, how good a defense we play. You know, that is a great equalizer against any opponent, and so that's something that we hopefully can get that out of our system. We need to go on a run of winning the margin, or at least being even. You know, we don't have to be perfect, but we got to at least be even. And you know, I'll take those odds.
How do you teach guys not to turn the ball over?
Just fundamentals. I mean, again, you know, you look at the turnovers that we've had. It's you know, one was just a collision, but we let a guy spin out of a down block, and that kind of created the collision. That doesn't. I mean, football is a collision sport. You sign up, play running back. You gotta hang on the ball. So it's just, you know, making sure that you got the ball high and tight. It's again, we've had a couple ball handling issues, a snap, you know, that was just a little off. That, you know, we didn't handle the ball well. So those are just fundamental things that you have to just work every single day, which we do. I mean, you're never going to be perfect, but we've just got to, and then we got to create more. You know, that's another thing. You know, we've got to, we got one this past week. We needed 2, you know, to get even. We had 2 the first game. We needed 3. So we just got to find a way to not have as many and see if we can get a couple more. And you'll be amazed at what happens with that. Because we got good players, and they're playing hard. They're doing all the things that I really want to see, from a football standpoint, that gives you a chance to line up and play with anybody.
What's it like? You talk about you've got these great talented kids, and they're playing good football. They're just making these kind of things. What's this feel like for you to be like, I imagine you're like, we're going right there. Like, it's just this little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's frustrating when you got, again, but that's football, I mean, sometimes the ball doesn't bounce your way, and sometimes you get fortunate on the other way too. So it's just football. I mean, they're young people. You just keep going. I mean, as long as they're playing hard and giving you the type of effort and I see the type of commitment in our preparation and these kids care. Hey, you just keep playing. Just keep going. Keep showing up. We got a good team. We got a good team. And got a long way to go. We got a lot of battles ahead. I think it's a team that's going to show up and compete and fight every single week. But you have to. We always say don't lose to Clemson. Like let's take care of the things that we can control. Other teams are always going to make plays, and they got good coaches and good players too. But you want to minimize the things that can really make winning harder. So, I mean, you hurt for the player when you see certain things, because nobody wants to. These guys don't want to fumble the ball. They don't want to make a bad decision. Nobody wants to do that. So you just, but we're all in it together, and you keep moving forward.
I guess at left tackle, are you guys closer to picking just one, or do you think you could rotate these guys?
No, I think we're not disappointed with anybody, and I think we'll keep battling through there. Probably going to be, maybe at some point there's a bam, aha moment where we go that guy, but right now we're pretty pleased with the guys that we got. Now they kind of got, they're kind of on a day-to-day, week-to-week type of deal as far as how they're competing, but we're not disappointed with either one of those guys, and also want to at some point get, we work Tate a little bit. We want to get Tate a little bit of work too, but because we've got 6 guys that we think can play tackle for us, but we're still kind of going through the process. We've thrown the ball very well. We've ran the ball very well. So it's not like our guys have not played good. They've played good. So we just keep working through it, and maybe at some point, as we get further along in the season, somebody will just really separate. But I'd be just fine if they don't too, because I love the fact that we got multiple good players there. It's really encouraging.
You mentioned on the radio show that Team Kelly had a little injury. You expect to get him back?
Yeah, he's going to be back this week. He and Cole will get both those guys back, which is good. I hate Cole missed this past week, but he'll be back for sure. And then Tink is available if we need him, and a guy that we're really excited about. I mean, really, really excited about, and a guy that probably would have, last year and the year before would have been right there in the mix. But with Antonio and Tyler, we feel like we might can hold that kid if we can. So we'll just see what happens. But he's ready if we need him.
Is Nakuba okay, or is he?
He's day to day.
Okay.
He's day to day, but doing good.
I didn't notice until Saturday that Mickey was on the sidelines.
What's that?
I didn't notice until Saturday that Coach Kahn was on the sidelines.
Yeah.
Can you sort of go into what was behind that? And so
Just wanted to, we put Ski up top, and a couple of our support staff guys up there, and just wanted to get him down on the field. We just felt like from a communication standpoint, it would help us, and it's been good. Guys are playing well. Again, our pass offense, pass defense was my biggest area that we needed to improve, and after 2 games, we're doing a pretty good job right there. So hopefully that'll continue. No, that would insinuate that Maskell and XT are not playing well. Maskell and XT are playing. Maskell, especially, this kid had a great game the other day. I mean, a really, really good game, and is playing really well, playing long and fast. But T.J. Parker is playing at starter reps. I mean, he's definitely our third guy, but neither one of those other guys are in jeopardy of losing. They've done nothing to lose their job or anything like that. But we certainly recognize TJ and his what he's done in 2 games. I mean, and he got a lot of opportunity the other day because he's a young player, hadn't played a lot. So we definitely wanted to get him in there, and really proud of what we've seen out of him. He's a kid we were super excited about coming in, and he's a guy that could be a starter for us for sure. But Maskell and XT are definitely our guys right now.
You talked about a lot of the low catch you were very impressed by, but I think there was another sequence where you got blown up on a block.
Yeah.
2 plays later, takes a catch.
Yeah.
First down. I mean, what does a sequence like that say about him?
He's a tough kid. I mean, he's tough. He's kind of always had that mentality. I mean, he's a tough. You watch him back in high school. Kid's got a little swagger to him, got a little grit to him. That's one of the things we liked about him coming out of high school. So he likes to play. He likes to compete. He's a competitive kid, and he really believes in himself. He's got a ton of confidence, and it was a lot of fun to see him. I mean, again, I told y'all coming in, he's not a guy we were counting on. I mean, if he's available, that's going to be a great plus for us. So really happy for him that he's been able to get back, because again, he missed all of camp. Got about, I guess he got about the last 9 or 10 days of practice before we got into the first game. So, it's good. It's good for him to have the success that he had and get banged around a little bit, and his confidence is as good as it's been since he's been at Clemson. And it's really the first time since he's been here that he's been healthy. And now that he's had a little bit of success, he's trying to seize the moment, as he's, just sat there for 2 years watching and can't really perform and do what he loves to do. So he's just really happy that he's getting a chance to go play, and he's taking advantage of his opportunity. Some good yards after the catch. He's a snatcher. He is a snatcher. I mean, he snatches the football. It's one of the things we like about him, and definitely can help us. Definitely can help us. So hopefully we can keep him rolling.
Dabo, is there anybody you want to see get more involved that you haven't yet on Saturday night?
More involved. I mean, not really. I think the ball's been spread around, pretty good, all position groups and those type of things. And then obviously, with a game like that the other day, you play a lot of people. I mean, you get, some of your guys out so you can get some other guys some opportunity to see them. But I think that we've gotten everybody involved. The backs have been very involved. We've our running game has been outstanding. The passing game's been outstanding. We've involved, all the positions. Everybody's had opportunities. Probably the biggest guy would be, wasn't available last week, and that's Cole. He just hadn't had as much opportunity yet. But, at some point you're going to see him. And then Adam, I think he only had maybe 2 or 3 opportunities. And then, you sub a lot, playing a lot of guys. So got a couple individuals that hopefully will get more opportunity as we get into the heart of the season. But as far as just groups, I mean, we're spreading the ball around really well, and pleased with that.
You have an outlook for Vic Burley and how he's progressed?
Yeah, he's back. He's back in practice this week. So we'll see how he does today and tomorrow. Today will be full pads day, and tomorrow will be a shells day. But he just got put back in last night in the practice, so we'll see. But he's a guy that we hope is going to be able to help us. So we'll just have to evaluate him as we go through the week.
So
but he's coming.
He's not in that red shirt possibly?
No, he was set to play. He was a definite green light play guy until he got hurt. So and that's still kind of the case right now. But, let's see how he responds and where he's at as he works his way back into, playing.
What kind of difference have you seen in Jaden Lucas? He was here yesterday and told us his confidence is really.
Yeah, total transformation. That's the number one thing. He had no confidence last year for whatever reason. Not a very confident kid. Didn't practice hard all the time, and just or maybe not hard, but just didn't practice with confidence. Just didn't. He was injured. He had to have surgery and all that stuff, and he's just a guy that for whatever reason just it's like he did. I'm not sure he really believed in himself like he needed to last year, and as a result, just wouldn't quite cut it loose, and just really practice the way he needed to, prepare the way he needed to, and it's just been. But that's football. That's just the way it is. I mean, these kids, they all, the light comes on for them at different stages, and he's just had a different look in his eye since the summer and really spring, and because we knew we were going to have to do surgery on his shoulder, but he really wanted to go, and so because we could have done it earlier, but he wanted to get 7 practices in, and then timing, so he knew he could be back because he really wanted to go compete. So he was able to gain some confidence from that, and just had a different mindset to him, and then he carried that into the summer. But since we got into camp, that kid's just had a different demeanor, different look in his eye. He's just kind of come into his own, and I think really truly believes that he can be a great player. Everything that we've told him, and but I think he's buying into that, and not only that he can be a great player, but buying into doing what it takes to be a great player. From a preparation standpoint, film study, your practice habits, the holistic approach to what you got to do off the field, whether it be your nutrition, your sleep, your maintenance on your body in the weight room, whatever. And he's bought into that, and it's been fun. He's an incredibly gifted kid. He's long, he can run, he's physical, and he's got excellent ball skills. So he's a really, really talented player, and has positioned himself to be. He's right there. We got 3 guys that we kind of see as, starters, and then we got the next group where there's a lot of competition going on amongst some good players on who's going to emerge out of that group. So is it Toriano? Is it Shelton? Is it Avion? Who's that next guy to run in there?